Hey, what's up guys? It's Kyle over at Winter is Calling, and today I'm talking about the best step-in binding on the market, the Nidecker Supermatic. So over the past few years in the snowboard industry, we've seen the step-in bindings really make a comeback and start to take over the market. However, with this happening, we found three main key problems with them. The first one being compatibility issues. With other step-ins on the market, you need a certain boot to fit into the binding. Now, that boot that you get might not always be the most comfortable choice, and it's also going to run you $300 to $400 depending on the boot, maybe even more. The second problem being, when snow gets clogged into those step-in inserts, it's kind of hard to get your boot back in and click in to be secure. You almost have to dig yourself out. So if you're pow surfing and you happen to pop out of your board for any reason at all, it's going to be more of a hassle than anything to get back into it. And the third, which might not be for everyone, but definitely for some riders, is confidence. A lot of riders like to have the security of the straps just in case anything were to go wrong. This new step-in binding from Nidecker really breaks the mold because you can use pretty much any boot you want with it. Even a 30-year-old pair or a fresh pair that you just got from the shop can fit basically any boot and has wicked adjustability with all the straps to accommodate them. So the way this binding is able to do so is because of the hinge system it uses when you step in. On the left side of the binding, there's a little lever right here, which all you do, press it down, pull the high back out, and then you have a nice little platform with a little roller on the back here that will actually help your boot sink right into the binding. So when you step in, goes down, clicks in, you're good to go. So the next problem this step-in binding tackles is snow getting clogged up and jammed in places where your boot would click in if you had a Burton or K2 step-in binding. I'm not saying it'll never happen with this binding. All I'm saying is it'll happen a lot less frequently. There's only two real spots where it could really happen in this binding, and that's going to be where the hinge makes the connection on the back side of the binding here. But to be completely honest with you guys, I rode this binding probably 5 or 6 times during the end of main season, more into spring, where the snow starts getting really slushy, and I never really ran into a problem with it. So lastly, as you can see, this step-in binding actually has a strap system to it. Now, with this strap system, don't worry, it's still going to be able to step in just as easy as any of the other ones. However, I find that this adds an added level of security, if you will. It just gives me a little more confidence that nothing's going to go wrong, couldn't possibly pop out because, you know, if you did, these straps would save you in a way. So now I want to get into how this binding performs on snow. Like I said before, I got to ride it about 5 to 6 times last year. We actually got it in early. We were able to demo it a little bit before it hit the market. And let me tell you, if you're looking for a wicked responsive, hard charging binding with all the conveniences of a step-in, this is definitely the binding for you. Now to get into the straps on the binding, these are actually pretty cool because it's mostly a set it and forget it type of deal. So basically, you want to put your boot in here, lock down the straps as needed to where you feel secure on it, and then like I said before with this little lever right here, the straps will stay in place and you just pull the back out, and that way when you lock in, you are totally secure in there. You really don't have to touch them. Another feature I should mention with the straps as well, they have a little color coding to let you know when the straps are unlocked versus locked. So when you flip the strap up and you see this orange little block on the strap, that means it can move freely. So whenever you are setting it, you want to make sure you can't see that orange and you want to have it locked down. With any step-in binding on the market, you're going to run into a little bit of added weight, whether it's Burton or K2 with their boots being bulky and, you know, inherently heavier. This binding, there is a little bit more weight to it, but all in all, I didn't really find it too much of a problem. So bottom line being, if you're in the market for a new step-in binding, and you're looking for something that rips really hard and is super responsive, this could definitely be the right choice for you. It's super affordable, coming in at $449.99, and you also don't need to buy a separate boot for it, so that definitely cuts the cost down a lot. So as we enter the new season here at Winter is Calling, we have a lot of content planned, so definitely subscribe. You don't want to miss anything. Like the videos, it definitely helps us out in the algorithm, and yeah, hope you guys have a good season.